Want to write your book but can't seem to? This week, I will be sharing the number 3 reason why most writers can't start writing and what to do about it so you can leap into your own story. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Leap Into Your Story podcast, where you discover your inner story, break down the process, and meet others who've done it so you can leap into your own story. We interview amazing guests who provide powerful insights that inspire you to get your story told. Be sure to visit our website at leapintoyourstory.com, and while you're there, subscribe and like us via your favorite social media network. Now sit back, get ready to take some notes, and let's get started. This episode of Leap Into Your Story podcast is brought to you by Leap Into Your Story course. Visit leapintoyourstory.com, where you have a guide to get your story told.
I'm Victoria Andersen, and welcome to the Leap Into Your Story podcast. You discover your inner story, work through the process, and meet others who've done it. We interview amazing guests who provide powerful insights to inspire you to get your own story told. So be sure to visit our website at leapintoyourstory.com. And while you're there, subscribe and like us via your favorite social media network. In this episode, this is going to be week 3 of the writing mindset. And I'll be discussing what the number 3 obstacle is keeping you from leaping into your story. So what is the third popular obstacle of fear that keeps writers from writing? That is perfectionism. So wanting to have your manuscript all perfect at the first go. Now, naturally, most people do struggle with perfectionism and other things, but with writing, that's generally one of the top fear and obstacles keeping writers from writing. They don't think they're going to be good enough, and their manuscript's going to be terrible. So just keep in mind, no book starts out perfect. Whether you are a beginner or a New York Times bestseller, you all start out at the same place, which is a hot mess, rough draft. And that's okay, because there's always room for perfection. So what I recommend for getting over this fear of perfectionism, allow yourself to make mistakes. Number 1. Next, set realistic goals. That's simple enough, a little harder to do, but we all envision what our book we want it to be. But just realize it has its humble beginnings, and it needs to be crafted once the story is actually laid out. Now, another thing I recommend is just write it all out. Don't do any editing or revising whatsoever. Just let it come out in its entirety before you go back and look for typos or fix grammar errors, or even cutting things out. Just get it all written out first. And even better, probably just save the editing for a professional editor to do that. But I'll go into more details in the next series after the mindset one, where we dive into the actual outline crafting and, dive into, say, how you start to shape things. But that will be in the next segment. I'm not going to go too much in it this time. But for now, try those steps, and I'll meet you here again for the next big obstacle keeping you from leaping into your story. So I want to thank you for tuning into the Leap into Your Story podcast. We discover your inner story, work through the process, and meet others who've done it so you can be guided to your own journey into your own story. So remember to visit our website at leapintoyourstory.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're there, subscribe and like us via your favorite social media network. We are looking forward to seeing you next time here on the Leap Into Your Story podcast.
Thank you for tuning into the Leap Into Your Story podcast, where you discover your inner story, break down the process, and meet others who've done it so you can leap into your own story. Remember to visit our website at leapintoyourstory.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're there, subscribe and like to us via your favorite social media network. We're looking forward to seeing you next time on the Leap Into Your Story podcast.